Now, what is the difference between a forecasted volume and the planned volume? Primarily, we need to look into this. Yeah. So, just for the people on my understanding, there are two ways to look into. The forecasted volume is primarily what you have forecasted based on the historical data, seasonality, trend analysis, forecasting model, time frame, and the various inputs what you get. Correct. So you generate a base forecast, then you layer it with some additional information which are repetitive in nature. For example, if you have some marketing campaign recurring every year, then you build into that forecast and you layer it up. If there's any tech initiative which is leading to the reduction in the volumes, like IVR enhancements, or some other features has been launched on the website addressing customers query, SMS has been changed to provide some additional information to the customers for which they reach out to the contact center. When that happens, you create your forecast. Now take an example. If your forecast has been created for a 1 million volume, however, you plan to man either at the 9 millions or 11 million. 0.9 million or a 1.1 million. That is a conscious call of the business based on what they believe they should be planning at, or the confidence on the forecast, two factors. And then they plan at the point 0.9, which is 9 lakhs, or a 1.1, which is 11 lakhs volume. Primarily, that means I'm planning at the 10% of the higher than the forecasted. That's the one way to look at it. The second way is specifically based on my knowledge and experience, where your historical data may not be a direct reference for your forecasting. For example, logistic, I can put an example where you see the demographic weather things are different, correct, as compared to what it was in last year. Possibly the roads are better, maybe the flyover has been built. There has been a different routes which has been built in the last 1 year, which is making the journey shorter or a longer. Anything can happen to the any side of the things, positive and negative. Maybe a bridge work has started working in between a road, leading to the delay of the time, correct. All these things which is not part of your historical data, and you bake into that plan. So for example, in the logistic industry, the loads are planned to move between a site A to site B. You can't take a historical reference of this. Your loads moving of the last year, load moving this year can be different. The loads moving in the FCs to FCs, which it was moving last year to this year, can be different. Unless and until the data is very smooth across and there is no change in the plan, certainly you can take it. However, in the most of the scenario, it will not be the same or the similar. The new routes will come, new sites will come. You will have a different challenges of this year as compared to the previous. So what you look into the various people giving the various inputs, correct, and then you planned for those volumes, but you are actually not forecasting it, correct. So you're just taking somebody giving you the loads, then you figure out what is your customer reaching ratio to the contact center. People call it disruption per VR, people will call it calls or the volume per load, any definitions, correct. And then you derive that what is the volume will be lending to the contact. So that is merely is an output of the various levers being provided by the various parties, but it does not have any historical data which you take and predict the future. So you will not call it as a forecasted volume, but you will call it more of a planned volume. That's all for today, guys. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Bye bye.